amazing host leading the ride. Power to the people, we shine. Giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit, let's succeed. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight.
Hi, I want $10 on Playway, $20 backup on Pick 3, and cash for each, please.
Okay, are you adding multi-X to your bet?
Yes, multi-X, all of them.
Smart! Best value bet. Backup and multi-X, you cannot go wrong.
Don't matter the bet, multi-X all of the daily games.
With multi-X added, your winnings can be multiplied 3 times, 5 times, even 7 times. So make it a rule. Add multi-X to all your Playway, daily pick 3, and daily cash for bets every day and for every drop, and watch your money grow. Available at stores and online.
You heard it here. Multiply your winnings daily. Must be 18 or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Waves across the seas.
Don't mess up. Woof, woof, woof. And she still humming with the dog. And she still humming.
Hey, welcome to Ride Along Live for today. It's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday, guys. How you guys doing? Hope you guys doing well. Welcome to the ride. Welcome to Wednesday on the ride. Ah, Lord of His mercy. Lord of His mercy. It's Hum Day, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Hum Day. Yeah. It's that day. It's the Hum Day. As you come in, guys, go ahead and sing. Go ahead and share the thing. As you come in, guys, go ahead and share the program. Share the program. Put it on a page. Yeah. How you doing? Wendy, pick up yourself. How you doing? Yeah. Everybody share the thing. Put it on a page. It's Men Summit. Yeah, it's Men Summit. We try to have this at least once a week. My microphone is placed in a terrible spot. Yeah, guys, so it's Men's Summit. We try to have this every week, right? The idea of Men's Summit is to talk publicly about what men talk in private. So it's a conversation where we talk about men's stuff, right? And women get to chime in and you know, voice your opinion on some of the ideas or topics that we speak about. And similarly, we have Women's Summit, where we have women come in and women get to express their views and their dissatisfaction about men and relationships. So it goes both ways. And of course, we have the Battle of the Sexes as well, where we have, you know, men and women talking about these important things. All right. So this is Men's Summit today. And today we are diving deep. Yeah, today we're diving deep. We have a lot to discuss. We have a lot to talk about. And that's what we do. We talk about stuff. Alright?
You stupid!
Alice, how you doing? Deanne Fraser, how you doing? Let me make sure that everybody's hearing me perfectly fine. Let me make sure everyone is hearing me fine. Hey, Sasha Jackson, how you doing? Steaming Coco says she have a mouthful. Yes. Listen, as I said, this is Men's Summit, right? And I must say that some of the views expressed here on the program doesn't necessarily isn't necessarily the views of Ride Along. First thing. Second thing I must say that, and we continue to preach that every day, right? Everyone have a story to tell. Everyone have their experiences. So no matter if you 35, 85, 105, 45, as an adult, you have experiences and you go through things in life, right? And you don't have to be a professional to have an opinion. And it might be your opinion. A lot of people may disagree with your opinion, but as an adult, you go through certain experiences that make you knowledgeable about certain things. That doesn't necessarily mean that the ideas or what we're going to be speaking about today is counseling or marriage counseling. That's not what it is. It's a conversation where we engage viewers and the general public. We even invite you and everybody else to join the discussion, become a part of the panel, and let's just talk, let's just hear what you have to say, let's just vibe with you. That is the whole idea. That is the whole concept. All right? I had to say that because I couldn't not see some of the comments, not pay attention to some of the comments that was under the chat. I didn't comment with it because I figured that, I'll get an opportunity to speak here on the program. So it was important that I address some of these things, some of these items, because I firmly believe that with every one experience, you will always find dissatisfaction. And we do not promote any illegal activities. Nevertheless, we want people to come and share their experiences and share their knowledge, whatever it is, right? So I wanted to say that from the top. So today we're going to be talking about a number of things. Hey, good evening to you, Sandra. Today we're going to be talking about a number of things. Before we start, hold on. Make sure everybody share. I'm not seeing the share. I'm not seeing the sharing going up at all. Now, before we start, I have to get more share than this. Before we start, the share have to go up a little more than this. Sandra? Yeah, we need to see the share going up. Move it up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to introduce my friend that will be joining me in the Men Forum talk. We're supposed to have 2 guests, but for some reason, we can't find the other guests. Nevertheless, we have our very trusty friend here, Jab Moses. He is ready to talk, to conversate, to interact. Moses, how you doing, sir?
Blesses. Man, everything good, for the while, Junior. I can't complain. I want to say good afternoon to all the Ride Along folks and everybody on the live at the moment. And I'm hoping that this discussion is going to be fruitful and, it could at least shed some light towards this particular topic. But I just want to say good afternoon to everybody and let's get the show on the road, Junior.
Get the thing rolling, man. Let's get the thing rolling. And again, what we are saying, some of the things that we might point out on the discussion today, this is not marriage counseling, guys. Moses may have his experience in life. Moses is not no professional counselor. As far as I know, I mean, you give great advice. But I don't know Moses to be a expert marriage counselor.
No,
right? No. So again, this is conversation. Moses, I want to start with the first agenda item that we promised to speak about. But before we do, I want to play back a clip. And basically, it has to do with the big conversation about infidelity and cheating. Right? And the question that baffles many generation is, if someone, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, cheated in the relationship at some point in time, should you forgive them and move on and try to rekindle back the relationship, or it's a done deal? Before you respond to that, I want to play back a clip here by a young man. He's a very brilliant guy. His name is Hassani. Hassani, he's an infidelity recovery specialist. And this is Hassani's take on this question. Listen to Hassani.
And so the question becomes, does a marriage have to end when an affair takes place? I dare say no. For the last 10 years, Mark, Danielle, and I have been traveling all over the globe, working personally with couples who have been impacted by the pain of infidelity. And the one thing that we've discovered is that when you're dealing with a couple, both partners experience some form of pain. And that the only way to get from Pain Island to Pleasure Island, which is where everyone wants to be, they must go through a road of recovery.
All right, so I pose it to you, Jab Moses. Does the relationship have to come to an end if there is infidelity?
I don't necessarily think it has to come to an end. If in the beginning of the relationship there was conversation had and an understanding or overstanding of expectations of the relationship was had between both partners. So I feel like if it's something expected from time to time and was discussed, then no. But if in the event that you had a conversation before inception of the relationship and both partners are saying that we want exclusive relationship, sorry,
right,
then that's a different situation. Because if you're exclusive, Junior, that means you're dealing with one person and one person alone, right?
Right.
But if an agreement was sought or agreement was discussed that one partner may be moving around or doing whatever he wants to do, or she doing whatever he wants to do, and they're fooling around like that, then that's different. So I feel it all comes down to communication, to know exactly what type of relationship you have, the dynamics of the relationship going forward.
Yeah, but most time, I don't think anyone expect that the other party is gonna cheat. So you're not gonna. I mean, the conversation, and you're right. You know, the communication is important, but I think that both parties kind of weigh that. You know, if we are in a relationship, I expect you to be faithful. I don't expect that, but that doesn't necessarily fall true, because during, especially in the early time in a relationship, right? And I've seen that in a lot of times. Okay, so for instance, a man met a woman in a strip club. She's a stripper, or the woman or the man is a stripper. She met him in a strip club, and that's what he does. He strip. He meet women every night. He dance for them, whatever the case might be. And you come in there with the expectation that this man, after you meet him, is suddenly going to stop stripping, stop being with women, stop fondling women, or vice versa. That is an unrealistic expectation that you're setting upon yourself.
Yep.
You can't change man if that's what he is. And I think it's the pressure that happens sometimes, you know. People get into a relationship now and they feel like they want to change the person, or they could change the person. Mm-hmm. They feel like they'll miraculously change them from what they are. Mm-hmm. If you meet a snake, expect the snake to bite you.
I agree with what you're saying to Junior, but you know, right, from my perspective and based on my experience, depending on the type of person that you meet, that individual there and then has a choice. Based on your observation of the person and their characteristics, you have a choice now to know how to move going forward in the relationship. Because obviously, if you have a bird in your hand and you know this bird is what you need, you're not going to throw it away for two in the bush that you don't know about. You know what I'm saying, Junior?
True.
But at the same time, I feel like both men and women have to know how to act when you meet that person, once that person is right for you. You know, if in the event that you're dealing with your demons and your negative thoughts, which would then turn into actions, then that's something that you might need therapy for, or seek counseling or somebody to talk to about.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if you end up in a relationship with somebody and it's exclusive, then you have to know how to act, because you're not just representing yourself when you go out in the streets or wherever. You're representing both parties in the relationship.
Yeah, and you're right. But do you think, right? Because this is empowerment. This might be empowerment for men as well as women. Do you think that sometimes women place unrealistic expectation on men?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so, because you see now, a lot of the times a woman ends up in a relationship and she sees the red flags and she knows that a certain type of behavior that the man has is not really what she's looking for. But other traits might have her attracted to him. Other things in the relationship might be good. So she's okay and she's willing to compromise, knowing that there's a lot of red flags in the relationship, right? But if they are not open to speak about, the dynamics of the relationship, and they don't have an expectation as to what they're going into, then, you could find a lot of miscommunication and people being angry at each other, cheating, and it would just be a toxic relationship.
Yes. Guys, again, in case you just joined us, we are having this discussion, this conversation, this first part of the conversation about infidelity, right? We're talking about infidelity and the big F word. Yeah, the big F word. Forgiveness, right? And if you could forgive after someone, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife cheated on you, right? Here is a perplexing question, Moses. And I think a lot of people haven't really thought about it from that perspective as yet. So you're in a relationship, and women would say, listen, if you cheat on me once, that's it, done. What happens? So you leave the relationship. Something happened, you leave the relationship, you go, you find somebody else. Do you think that some women think that every person that you would meet going down the road would be completely 100%, not even having any kind of, I mean, I'm not saying that is to be expected, but there's levels of cheating. There's people who just flirt, and some people may consider that as cheat. Some people may just talk to someone on the phone, and some people might be considered that as cheat. And so what? You'll talk to on the phone, that is inappropriate, end a relationship. So you just go down your life just falling out of relationship based on your high expectational level of cheating, and then you end up being in, your expectation of that person that you want is so high, you end up, there's nobody good enough for you. Do you think that is one of the problems sometimes?
Yeah, it is one of the problems as well too. I feel like so based on my observation as well too, I feel like a lot of women in relationships, they like someone, right? But it's like they want that person to be perfect, and they're willing to beg or ask that person to change, to be somebody else than the person is.
That they're not, yes.
That they're not.
Yeah.
And that always leads to problems, because if you cannot accept the person as how they are and compromise for their faults, then that means you don't necessarily love the person for who they are. You're more interested in probably their physical attributes or what they bring to the table in the relationship. But the flaws that you see, you want it fixed, not even looking at yourself to know that is a flaw itself.
Yes. Yes. That is so right. That is so right. And I go back to the first thing that I say, right? And women, feel free to chime in. We open up the phone lines anytime. I see Jane Chateau say forgiveness. Forgive once. Forgive once, twice, he will do it again. So no forgiveness. Absolutely no forgiveness. You cheat, that's it. I'm done. That's what Joan is saying. I want you guys to call in 718-701-5720. We're talking about infidelity in a relationship. And the communication and the expectation, and if sometimes that expectation is not too high. You were saying, Moses?
Yes. So another thing I believe, right? Like, yeah, forgiveness is good and all of that, and nobody's perfect, and we do have to forgive our partners and our circle, the circle of people in our life when they mess up as well too. But at the same time, I just feel like to a certain extent, when you share your body with somebody, that's a very intimate and very personal thing. And the thought of it from a male's perspective or a female's perspective might be a little bit dangerous to your mental health if you can't handle it, because really and truly, Junior, they never teach us that in school. They never teach us about these relationships and how to handle a heartache and break up and all of these things. They just taught us maths and social studies and how to go and walk. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't teach us about these things, these grown-up problems that we are now seeing are affecting our mental health and our way of living these days. But I feel like you have to have communication. You have to know exactly what's going on in the relationship. And you also have to have respect for your partner as well, too.
It is respect. And that's where you have to start, right? It start with communication. It start with respect. But I feel that if some women are saying, and women call in because I want your voice on this as well. If some women and men are saying as well that you could not forgive in any situation of infidelity, right? What happens when you move to the next guy? I mean, do you think that he may not have some kind of, whether you want to call it a sin, some kind of something that might, that he may somebody in a way, they might have a conversation, they may go to the bar, they may have a drink. You think everyone that you meet going on, you want to be perfect? It doesn't work like that, right? I want your voice on this 718-701-5720. And what is your bar of infidelity? What is infidelity in your book? Some people might say infidelity is if you talk on the phone with somebody else. Some people have it as even if he likes somebody's ex picture on social media, then he's cheating. What is it? I think we have our next guest coming in. We're going to put him in there in a little bit to chime in. Again, we want the women voice on this 718-701-5720. We're talking in this very first topic of infidelity and cheating. Let me see some of the comments that's coming in here in the chat. Let me read some of the comments. Men cheat and women cheat. Forgive them. Forgive them. Continue to do it again. Man just have nasty habit. Don't matter what they do. Right. Listen. Right. And you're right. There are people who would just cheat regardless. They would just cheat forever. But let me tell you something. Both men and women have to understand this. If you meet someone and they are in their ways and their ways, is very difficult to change them, especially if that person is an adult. It's very difficult to change an adult and try to make him into a person that you are. So one of my first advice that I might give to men in a relationship, if you're getting into a relationship and you see that there are indicators and that person and how he treats his previous relationship, how he treats his recent relationship, how he treats his mother, and you accept that, and he cheated on his girl before, he cheated on the one before, he have 5 baby mothers, and you think that you'll get into a relationship and he's not going to cheat on you, well, you're making a big mistake. So the problem is you should look for that in the first place. If they did it to all these people, most likely you are going to be the next up. So my first advice to you, when you see this, just don't get into the relationship in the first place. Just stay away from that relationship because he has a track record. He did it to 5 of them. He disrespecting his mother. He cussing his mother. He cussing his sister. He everything to female. And you think that you will come in and then he will be this prince. It's just not going to happen. Right? Okay, we got Blazer on the live right now. Blazer, welcome. I'm not hearing you though. For some reason, I'm not hearing you.
Yeah, I muted the mic.
Right. Yes. So welcome on the live, Blazer. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm fresh out of work and I'm here, sit down having a tomato.
Yeah.
I try to build back my resistance because today when I posted the flyer for the summit today, a lot of ladies was on my WhatsApp, man. Like, they say they want to know what advice and what tips I could give. So my heart started beating fast. I didn't come up with any tips, but I will try to do my best today off the top of my head, and just have my tomatoes.
Yeah. Well, you go have tomatoes, and I think you might get a lashing to the kind of feedback I see you getting on social media.
But Junior, today, when you posted the flyer, one person said that I was beat woman, Junior. I don't know where they get it from.
Yeah.
So just to clear the air, I've never beaten any woman in my life. I don't know about that. Junior, I may be cheat already. You know what I mean, Junior? I may be cheat, but when it comes to beating women, Junior, nah, that's a no. I love my mother too much, and plus, Junior, I have a daughter. You know what I'm saying? I have a daughter, I'm a young breezy coming up, and if any man put their hand on breeze, it's a problem.
Yeah, I say I had to ask you about that because I don't want to leave no stone unturned because
people does always say things, and the thing is, I didn't even feel no how about that comment because Junior, I'm also an artist, right? And Junior, these people, when you release music, they don't share your music. Sometimes I post something like somebody wants some donation from GoFundMe, I would share that, Junior. You don't see these people sharing this stuff. So, Junior, when I saw the comment, I didn't even take it on because these people to me, I would say is nobody's because trying to post my music when I upload it on YouTube, they're not trying to even help me reach so many music industry. So, I could care less about these people, and this is how the devil works. We know that the devil is not just a word. There is people that could be devils as well. So, because they tell you the devil has powers just as God, they tell you that, right? And if they're playing, they don't know that, then that is the business. You know what I'm saying? So, today I just see that person as a devil. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So here what we're talking about, Blazer, you could chime in, right? I think Specky, Limus Gilbert just gave me.
Specky, big up yourself.
Specky. So the first topic that we're talking about is infidelity, right? And you yourself just stated that you cheat. So I want you to tell me. I want you to tell us. Talk to us about it. If you have a good woman, Blazer, the woman doing everything for you. The woman doing everything that you want. She taking care of you. She cooking for you. Everything, right?
Yes.
Why cheat? Why break that? Why break that trust?
All right, Junior. So let me tell you this, right? And to the listeners. Sometimes, Junior, as men, when you're single, right? Nobody ain't checking on you. Ain't nobody in your inbox. Nobody had this to tell you, that to tell you. But Junior, the minute time as a man, you go into a relationship, Junior, that is when girls from since 1962, I like you long enough. Girls from 1949, but no longer watching you, and I know you would be a good, a nice, decent young man. I know you was somebody different. And Junior, that is how they just come, Junior. You understand? They just come to you sweet, 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 soon as you go into the relationship. And then I would say that sometimes women are weak. You know what I mean? Sometimes we just get weak when we see a nice girl, and we just say, well, let me just see if I could knock it and go my way. That is how sometimes we just think like that. It's like that, and it's the fact. Sometimes you just want to knock it and go away. And sometimes
knock it and go away.
Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't work out like that. Sometimes you knock it so good. You know what I mean?
Right.
They just want another knocking, and then another knocking, and then another knocking. And here what has happened again? They just talk and tell friends. And every friend, you consider your best friend, have a best friend. So just thinking about your best friend, have a best friend. And that best friend, that have that best friend, also have a best friend. So that is where this one had this to say. And then the thing that just come back and BAM! Problems in your life. Problems in your life.
Patrice just said something, and Moses, I want you to chime in on this as well. Patrice said, I want a man who have never cheated, or a woman that never cheated, to raise their hand. Do you think that there are people, when women say, well, listen, You cheated on me. That's it. I'm done with you. I'm gonna find somebody else. Is the grass green on the other side?
No, no, not all the time, man. And it's very rare as well too. That's like finding gold out here or a needle in a haystack. I'm not saying that there's no good women out there. Don't get me wrong, as well as I'm not saying that there's no good men out there. But it's very hard to find, Junior. A lot of us, you remember, it's like saying, he without sin cast the first stone. You know what I'm saying, Junior? All of us had interactions in our past. We all had young days that we learned from. The grass is never greener on the other side unless you actually go there and water that grass and put fertilizer in that grass to make it greener. You know, so if you're not willing to work on your relationship and you're not willing to work with the partner that you have, then you won't find greener pastures if you're just playing around. A lot of women these days, they're looking for serious men. Obviously, sometimes they've been hurt and they are insecure about themselves, their looks, and about men as well too. But they need that reassurance. They need somebody who's serious, who's stable. But sometimes I feel like women go a little bit too much. And what happens is that these women, they forget that men have an ego, right? And it's very important that you protect your boyfriend or your husband to be's ego, because when you put him down, if you making more money than him, or let's say you have a higher status, a better job than him, and this man is somewhat dependent upon you to do certain things for him, and you shove that in his face, or you embarrass him around your friends or your family, that's going to mess up his ego. And men look for women behind their mothers. Men look for a woman who could bring peace to him, his relationship, to his life. Man look for a supporter, somebody who's down for him, somebody who's willing to work with him, to create something, to create that generational wealth, that family and that house and land or whatever. But women and men, we have to be able to compromise and understand the partner that you're with, you know?
Yeah. I go back to what I said initially, right? And women, I want all you to take note of this. Men, I want you to take note of this as well. If you see a man, he looking real good, yeah, everything that that you want in a man, he's what if that's what you like, tall, dark, and handsome. Yeah, he's tall, dark, and handsome. He has a nice car and all of this stuff. I think sometimes they fall for that common denominator than to look at the person, the personality. Then you find out that the man have 5 baby mothers and he is disrespecting his mother. I find oftentimes they forget about the 5 baby mothers and the fact that he's that person that they see and they're sexually attracted to him and he look good and he have cars and stuff like that. I find that most times they forget about these other things and look at the lowest common denominator to make the decision to be with the person.
Yeah, that's a big problem as well too, you know, Junior, because it's like they're looking for the finished product. They're not looking for a lot of women, young women these days. They're looking for that fast life. Somebody who's driving a nice car, they have their own place, they have money, they could do things for them. And obviously, men think the same way as well too. You want to be with somebody who could help you go up the ladder and that you could help and build. But most of this time, women are not looking for men who are down on their feet. They're looking to get with men who can help them. They're looking for help as well too, you know. So it's hard. It's hard to be in a relationship with somebody whose eye is always glowing and always looking for the next best opportunity. But we have to also realize the same way how us as men think and act, the younger generation of women are coming up and acting the same type of way as well too.
Right.
So the same horn we could give, the same horn they're giving us back. And most of the time, Junior, as tough as all these men does talk and about how much woman they take and what they do and they does never come on live and talk about the horn that they get, the road that they want to take and the rum that they drink in. Because now, when you come and talk about these things online and around people of your age, they laugh at you and gossip about you instead of trying to help you. So most of the times we keep it in and we bottle in that pain inside. And then now, instead of dealing with it and seeking counseling, we go and harm the woman that we love right, left, and center because we don't even know what to do with ourselves. You understand, Junior? So it's more so it's a thing that we have to look on the inside and look at ourselves to know exactly what's going on, what's our fault, what's our problem, and if we are ready for a relationship with someone. Most of the times we're not ready. We just
not ready. And Blaze, I want you to jump into, right? But I want to go back on something I just said, and I said women, and I want to say not all women. So I appreciate. I don't want to generalize. It's not all women that looking for the fast life and the cars and all that stuff, right? There are women that are looking for the genuine person. They're looking for that. But I see a lot of times the first thing that you see in a person is that they're attracted to them, and I see sometimes in some cases that is overlooked because you're eyeing the fact that that person is they have the car, they have the money, or whatever the case might be, he could do for me right now. And God forbid, and this is the worst thing, God forbid that you get pregnant by this person, right? And that DNA get transferred, and then you have a child for this person, and you realize he's a cute guy, he looks good or whatever the case is, but is that person that you want to have kids with? So when you see that red flag, I think we should just I don't want to deal with it. You look good, yeah, but I don't want nothing to do with you.
But remember, I get where you're coming from, Junior, but remember, there are some people, they don't go deeper than the physical attraction when it comes to a relationship. That's true. It. A lot of women are just looking for a good-looking man who's dressing well and smells good and knows how to talk. That's enough for them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're seeing around their friends. Remember, women who look for more in a man is based on the influence that they have around their peers, the people around them. If they're looking for substantial men who have intellectually stimulating conversations and who are looking to further their education and their life and better their life to better the life of their family. Women who look for that, they look for different characteristics in men. So it's not necessarily always about the looks, but it's based on the person's mind and what they want in a relationship.
Blazer, chime in at any time, You could come in at any point in time.
I mean, I listening to Moses. Moses making some great points, especially the point where he said that sometimes, we don't always want a woman that is naggish. We just want that peace of mind, man. A woman that would, comfort us sometimes. Sometimes, Junior, we just work hard as men, right? And sometimes we come home and we just want a little rub down. Right. So we just want to relax and rest our mind and, hug up with my baby. But Junior, some of them, oh God, Junior. You're leaving home vex. You're coming back home and meet them vex. You're going the next day, they still vex. And that, I don't think we deserve that as men. I mean, women don't deserve no bad treatment as well. But we just want that peace of mind, We're looking for that calmness, that cool vibes. And as Moses said, sometimes the grass is not always green on the other side. You could walk out the thing with your significant other, you know what I mean? Like, talk about things, and figure it out. Or you just say, well, you know what? Such is the case. That happened already. Let me just forget about it and go forward. Because if we keep talking about it, we will keep spinning top in mud. And we will not, or would not even go further, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we could just be going around and around and around with the same set of issues over and over.
Right.
And I don't think that's good for a relationship. You know what I mean? That is not good for any relationship.
Yeah. 718-701-5720, guys. We got your conversation here. We're talking about infidelity. We have 4 topics we're talking about. The first one we're talking about is infidelity in a relationship and getting in and trying to change. And Moses, you said something that I want to touch on again, right? Because it was important. Most of the times you find people, when they go out and they're boasting about the person that they meet, they never say, boy, he's so smart and he's so, he has such a great conversation. Most of the times they go talk about, yo, girl, he's tall, he's cute, he has a car, or all of these material things, right?
Yeah.
very few times because you don't see that when you meet somebody, you don't see that they have a certain level of intellect, or they working towards a goal, that they have the wherewithal to be an entrepreneur, to build a bigger business, or to build business. You don't see that immediately. So what you see is them. You see them, and you just get overwhelmed with that. Just imagine if you meet a bum on the street. And women, I want you guys to answer this question. You walking on the street and some man come up to you right now and he's wearing dirty clothes. You might deem him to be a bum, right? He's wearing dirty clothes. I mean, he having a flip flop in his foot, or he riding a bicycle, and he's trying to talk to you. Would you give him the time of day? Would you give him the time of the day, or would you just brush him off and say, "Man, go away now myself"? Does he stand a chance with you? If you're riding a bicycle, foot dirty, foot don't grease or nothing like that, I say, "No, babes, listen, I have aspirations to take bicycle and get into a Lamborghini." Would you listen to him? Give him the time of the day. We're talking about it. I want the women and them to chime in. 718-701-5720. Women, chime in. It's Men Summit, but women, you got to call as well. 718-701-5720. Moses, you think that they would give that guy the time of the day based on what we know? Hold on, don't answer yet. I got a call coming in. Call it. Where are you calling us from?
Hi, Junior. I'm calling from Canada. How are you?
I'm good. Go ahead, Canada.
Hi, Junior. So I'm just addressing Blazer and his last.
Are you on speakerphone?
Hi, Cara.
Hello? Okay, she hung up. She hung up. Let me open up the phone line. So the phone line earlier was off. So if you guys could call on the direct phone line, it would be much better than to call me on WhatsApp. If you're calling from overseas, I could understand you call me on WhatsApp. But if you call in direct, you could call the 718-701-5720 straight on the phone line, so you go straight to the system. So Moses, the situation where a man come up to the street, do you think that most women, we can't say all, we can't generalize, most women will give that guy the time of the day?
Honestly, Junior, most women would not give him the time of the day, right? I'm not saying that all women are going to scorn him and going to leave him, let him just pass by. But most women these days, modern women these days, are not going to give him the time of the day, right? It's just simple. Like, women are not going, most women won't pick up a bum and turn that bum into an entrepreneur. Most women expect that if a man comes into their life, that he's going to better their life. He's going to come and build with them and elevate them. But most women won't pick up a man from the street and turn him into someone. I'm not saying not all. There are generous women out there. There are loving women out there who would see the good in somebody, who would see outside of the physical attraction and the materialistic things that he possess or have, and would actually look at a man for the type of person he has, his soul, his heart, how kind he is, how he is around kids, how he is with his mom, his family, how he takes care of business, and how responsible he is. And women will look at these attributes and these characteristics and make an observation and a conclusion to know if that's the type of man that they want in their life.
Yeah.
We also have to remember that men go into relationship and we mess up good women as well too, with lies, with cheating, with disrespect, with domestic violence, with so much having outside kids. There's a lot of different things that we do that mess up women's mental health, their insecurities. And the same goes to the women as well too. There's a lot of things that women do that mess up men's mental health and their insecurities as well too, by flirting online with other men and just doing a whole pile of different things.
Yeah. Rachel said, I find it sad when men come into a relationship and they are looking for a woman to fix them. When many women come into a relationship, they already have work and themselves well put together. So it's an uneven balance. What she's saying. Some women, when they're expected to be put together, when to present themselves for a good man, whereas Some men feel like, okay, you get in and yo, she go fix me up, she go take care of me, she go, make me look nice, she go buy nice clothes for me.
Yeah, I see people in the comment section, Junior, talking about, somebody said that there is this news anchor in the USA who took a dirty homeless man from the street, cleaned him up and married him. But that's how much, if you really check the statistics, Junior, that is one in a million or 10 million is where that's going to happen.
100 million.
We never see the statistics where men pick up women from nothing and turn them into women, you know what I'm saying, young women, and turn them into mature women and give them a foundation and a family and a house and everything to start a life together. There are a lot of men doing good work out there, but a lot of the men who mess around these women, they make a lot of women bitter towards men. And a lot of women feel like all men are just dirty whores. They're just cheaters, just walking around ready to have sex with any female that they see. But that's not the case.
Hold on, Moses. Let me just tell the caller. Caller, turn on your background, please. Your feedback is killing us. Caller on the phone lines.
Yes, good afternoon.
Turn on your background really low because the feedback was just really killing us. All right? Turn on your background. If you could turn it on some more still, listen to me on the phone lines.
Can you hear me now?
I could hear you now. Go right ahead, caller.
Okay. Love the topic for this afternoon. And I want to say that, you know what, we as human beings are unfair to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because we get into relationships and we don't think where we going. We just get into it and don't figure out, okay, what is the long run? Are we in here to stay? Are we here to play games? Are we here because of my body? Sometimes we have to remember, as a female, we change in birth, right? And man have to understand, yes, I may have a big behind or a big whatever you want, but after giving birth, what is next? And that is where the love falls. So when you get in a relationship by outside appearance, it makes up. The other thing is, what we as female and male do, we look into other people's relationships. So we watch at, okay, oh my God, my neighbor have a good woman. Let me try to get that. You understand? And these are the things that mess up a relationship.
You're looking right? At what other people doing and what other people have.
Right.
The kind of love they have it.
Like I was listening to Spice talk the other day, and she said to get her head in right, she got to change her color, meaning she want to bleach, right? Now, if you're going to go so far in life and you're not accepting your body for what you have, because you cannot, as a female, watch another female body, right? If you with a man, your man's supposed to say, okay, that's my babe. You understand? She's better than everybody out there, right? So when you're trying to change what's on you, that's where all of these things mix up a relationship.
Right. Point taken.
Right?
Point taken. But caller, while you're on the line there, let me show that you, because you represent, oh Lord, the caller hang up. I wanted to ask her if she go pick up a broke man. You call in 717015720. You meet this man on the street. The man came up to you. He tell you about his ambition. He tell you about the love that he have for his mother. He tell you about his aspiration, his ideas that he have on paper. He could show you the paper. There is 2 pieces of toilet paper. He show you, see, look, I go build this empire one day, and you look like somebody I want to share it with. Would you give me the time of the day? I want to hear from you women. I want to hear from you women. And contrast that to a man that pull up in a Lamborghini and say, yeah, what's up? What's up, sweetie? How you doing? Whatever, right?
Another thing I wanted to pitch in as well too, Junior. I feel like a lot of people forget how human beings from the beginning of creation were. Right? Yes, we're in the 20th century with modern technology and plumbing indoors and all of these nice things, social media and transportation, and you know what I'm saying, Junior? It's all nice and glorious right now.
Right.
But I feel like we are forgetting that back then men were hunters, survivors, You understand where I'm coming from? So yes, I see a lot of people in the comment section saying that, oh, no matter what you do for a man, you take him off of the street, you give him house, whatever, he's going to cheat regardless. And yes, I'm not saying that these situations don't happen, but I feel like to a certain extent you are generalizing all men on the bitter relationship that you possibly had, right? And you're thinking that all men are like that, but there are some men.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. So, Moses. Sometimes their mother told them about what happened to her. You know,
right?
The mother told them what happened to her, and then they take that now, and that changed. That's how they adapt their personality.
Change the whole demeanor.
Generation said coming up. Moses, don't lose your train of thought. I have a call on the line. Call on your live. Go right ahead.
Good night, Junior. Good night to your panelists.
Hey, how you doing? Yes.
Good night. Good night.
Yeah,
Good night.
Yeah. So the question I heard you ask is, would you pick up a broke man?
Mm-hmm.
Is that basically what the question is? That walked away from
That was a quick question that I asked, but that's not the general topic of the discussion, the first part of the discussion. That's one of the questions that I just asked, just to get a reaction from the audience.
Okay, so my response to that is hell no.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I'm approaching the summit of the mountain. I've climbed it all and done it all, I would say. I've done the man with money and I've done the broadcast man. Excuse my language.
Both of them on you, or just the or which one on you?
Both of them I was about to say.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I created what I thought was a safe place, almost like one of those halfway houses. I was assisting with everything the man needed. He was in school, he was struggling, and as soon as he got his degree, Junior, he gave me the boost. So I'm done with that. If you ain't had nothing to bring to the table, just like they say to us, stay in all your corner.
I hear that.
Stay in all your corner. And I won't encourage any woman to go ahead and figure they could change men. They have to make those decisions on their own. It's not a matter of being poor or rich, but why waste time with a broke ass man if I'm going to get treated by, broke or rich? I'll go for a rich man.
Okay. All right. Point when. So since the broke man go on you, the rich man go on you, you just might as well go with the rich man.
I'll just go with a rich man.
Okay. Yep. All right.
Take on and spend money.
For no man.
Okay. All right. I got you. Thank you so much for your input. We appreciate you so much. Moses, go right ahead. You were saying something and I cut you off. Sorry.
Yeah, I kind of lose my train of thought, but I just wanted to respond.
When you were saying about the generation, when they say that they cheated based on what other people tell them, and I was saying about sometimes the mother told them that she had infidelity with certain kind of people, and they basically change their whole relationship style than what other people.
Yeah, so another point with that as well too. I feel like a lot of young women pick up big people problems too early. You understand? We have a culture in Grenada and in the black community of gossiping and getting into people's business. A lot of little children, Junior, studying about who taking who and who in relationship and who having sex with who and how it feel and whatever, when they're supposed to be studying their books, when they're supposed to be studying about their life.
Yes.
Junior, you have people who not in relationships and don't have a significant other, but they are on their cell phones and all about trying to wreck other people's relationships.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's people's priorities. They're not putting their priorities at the forefront of their life. If you know you're not ready for a relationship, why initiate a relationship with a woman? Why initiate a relationship with a man, and vice versa? But the thing about it is we are not having that conversation as individuals anymore. all we're doing is we're seeing if the person smells good, they look good, and they have vibes, and we're hooking up, thinking that we're gonna make this work when we already see the red flags in our eyes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't change your mind. We got a caller on the line. Caller, go right ahead. Where are you calling us from?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm from Tobago.
Tobago, how you doing?
I'm good. I just want to say point blank, is if you love somebody, you work with them. It's either two things. Either they give you something back in return, or it don't work, It's either one. You had to try. If you try to fail, you fail to try. If you try to succeed in life. Okay? So like I said, the man in my life, I told him, teaching is not an option. Okay? If you see someone I like somebody, bring them home. I understand. If I like the person, I don't like the person. I don't want nobody to go on the road corner and tell me, I see a man cheating this woman here. I don't want to hear that. I don't want nobody in my business.
Hold on. Why you say if he cheating, come home and tell you he cheating, like bring the woman home?
Yes.
So how that go? Like okay, come and say, baby, listen, I went down by the beach the other day, and right by the airport, and cross there is a bar right there, right in Tobago. There's a mango tree, right? And I meet this girl.
Everything.
And this is her, and you know, we're in a relationship and we had sex. What would you say?
No, if you come and tell me first, I don't want no neighbors or nobody else to come know my business and come and tell me nothing because I'm gonna mash up the place.
But why you go do? He tell you himself. What's the plans?
Yes, I go vex at first, and I go say, okay, you come big, you tell me everything what's going on, I accept it, and that is it. But no more cheating again. If you have to do anything, it's her within our circle alone. I do business. I don't want nobody to come and tell me my business. I don't like gossiping in your business. That's why we people relationship gossiping. I don't like gossiping. I don't want to hear them like entrepreneurs.
But would you still leave him even if he tell you, or you gonna stay with him?
I will stay with him. At least I know what's going on. You see, if you tell a lie and you only hide in the lie, that is something different. If you're hiding, when you come out and tell the truth.
But Junior, I love what I.
Yes. She not hearing you, Blazer, but caller, you make a point there that I know, and a lot of women gonna say no, but that's how you feel.
I love her point, but a lot of ladies can't handle that.
Thank you so much, caller Tobago. Yeah, Blazer, go ahead.
I was saying that I love the point she's making, but a lot of ladies would tell them the truth, and sometimes the truth just costs you a whole relationship. So sometimes you just have to sweeten it. And you know what I mean? Yeah, just sweeten it, because sometimes now you know it's a good woman you have, true. And you don't want to lose that woman, but sometimes you just have to sweeten it, Junior. Not all of them, not every truth they could take. You have certain truths you can tell them, and you have certain truths you just can't tell them. So it's either you keep it to yourself, because if you don't tell somebody something, you didn't lie to them.
If you don't tell them the truth, you didn't lie to them. You just didn't tell them.
If you don't tell them at all, you don't lie at all. If somebody say, well, that's what they feel, and you know they don't have no backings to bring it in, it's not even a lie.
Oh, that is interesting. No, that is interesting. But what? It's just like in court. Like true. If you were found guilty, then you're not guilty.
That's true.
Moses, jump in.
I can't agree with that. You understand where I'm coming from? I share a different perspective to this whole situation. My thing is, Junior, honesty is the best policy. You see, a lot of the times, yes, it's true, women cannot always handle the truth, but they will respect you much more if you tell them the truth up front so that they know what they're getting into. Junior, I had I'm not old, but I had my years when I was here, there, and everywhere, jumping here, there, from women to women, because this was the circle I was around. The friends that I had were cheating, and they created it into something marvelous, something that we as young men should aspire to do, have multiple women. But it was only because of the crowd that I was liming with.
Right.
But my point is, Junior, a lot of the times, if you make it clear what the woman is coming into the relationship, and she knows that you have someone, and you're being honest about what's going on, a lot of the times they respect you for that and they want to be with you because they like that honesty. They know what they're getting into. But with the whole lies and all of that, it's too much iffy. And another thing is too, with the point that the woman was making in Tobago, everybody has their own waters their bread. But Junior, in that case, if the woman was much more successful and beautiful than that woman, she would not feel good having that man bringing that woman into the house, and vice versa. A man won't feel good for a woman to be bringing his side man in the house to come and have sex with her. So some people, yes, the trainer thought is nice to have, but not any and anybody's built for that. And a lot of people too small-minded to think about having these kind of relationships. But those kind of relationships and dynamics current in America.
Moses, not to cut you, but that's why I said not everybody could handle the same certain truths. You know, not every truth you could tell somebody. Because they could tell them the truth no matter the cost, no matter what, blah blah blah. And boom, you tell them a certain truth. They don't like that truth. Boom. It's just tragedy. And you know, that wasn't the end result he was looking for, because the person told you from jump, no matter what it is, tell me the truth. If anything, we will talk about it. But then certain truths again just leads it into, you know, zero, and you know, you just lose everything.
Yeah, but I get where you're coming from, Blazer, but sometimes the truth is what gonna really make or break the relationship. You have too much of men and women lying to their partners about the relationship and expectations, not being open enough for both parties to understand the dynamics of the relationship. And then 6 years down the line and 3 children after, you realize that this person has been lying to you for the entire duration of the relationship, and they are not who they said that they were at the beginning of the relationship. Because remember, when you look at it, Junior, at the beginning of the relationship, the first couple of months is like honeymoon phase. Everything's sweet. You're spending 5 hours on the phone getting hot in your ears. You have to put it on the charger, all kind of thing. Conversation nice. You're going out, parties, the thing's sweet. Nothing can come between both of all you. You understand where I'm coming from? But when a lot of the times that little phase go off, women as well as men get complacent in the relationship, and they stop doing the things that made the butterflies in the beginning of the relationship. They stop caring about each other. They're getting a little attention on Facebook because they're posting pictures and they're looking nice and rosy, or they're looking well taken care of, and people are coming at them and they love that kind of attention, so they jump into the next opportunity. But people need to be a little bit more transparent. People need to be more truthful and understand each other, that nobody's going to be perfect. Your partner was not made to be perfect. If you could work with their flaws, you work with their flaws. If you cannot, run and look for somebody else. As I say, you have many fishes in the sea. 7 billion people in the world, and you mean to tell me you saying you can't find a good man because about 6 or 7 man give you, huh? Rubbish, Junior.
You're talking gospel. Hold on 1 second. We got a long distance call on the line. Caller, go right ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening, caller.
How are you doing, George?
I'm doing great. Where are you calling us from?
Okay. I'm calling from Grenada.
Grenada, go right ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that from my experience, just listening to your scenario there, I'm not going to pick up a Brooks man. I've been there, and he still turned around and abused me. I mean, the cheating part, I have no evidence, but being abusive, and I had to leave the relationship. So for me, right now, I would never pick up a Brooks man right now.
Right.
You have to bring something to the table, and I prefer to work together. We can work together and build, but at the same time, you can't come Brooks. You can't come Brooks. No.
So let me ask you a question, caller. Let me ask you a question. What if he is coming to you with not everything sought out yet, right? However, he's a real good person at heart. You see the relationship between you and he and his mother. They like this. They're real cool. They're real tight. And you could see, this man, he don't have the money, but that man have a good heart. He have good DNA, good genes. Versus a man that coming to you with the money and he could take you there and he could spend for you there. If you have these two options right now presenting himself, which one you go with? Just curious.
The one I would go with, to be honest, as I said, based on my experience, I would go with the one that's already established.
Problems. Exactly identifying the problem that we see, because you accept it. I tell you, the man beat the man had no right, but he had the money, so you accept it. And although you know that is a red flag, you went into it. So when you get the horn down the road, you can't say you didn't expect to get horn. You know you would have get horn.
Because at that point, because as I said, Junior, it's an experience. At that point now, I am thinking of what I want out of this, right?
Yeah. What is more important? You're looking at the least. You're looking at the least common denominator. You're looking at the least common denominator. Boy, Blazer.
She probably looking to run out with some insurance money, some divorce money, I guess, as much. Some of the business, some of the money. If they have kids, she run up with the kids, and it's that.
People to say quick, fast, right now.
Yeah, and it's that. You know what I mean? And yeah, some men that think like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, some men.
I don't have some again.
Okay.
Junior, have some men that just go into relationship with women because they could take care of them, and they could get this and get that. But to me, I don't agree with that. That is something I don't like.
Maybe if I'm in my 20s, Junior, I'll take that option of maybe yes, right. Okay, yes, I think we can make something. But that's for young.
But you know that you admitted and agreeing to the fact that you would go with somebody knowing fully well that they might abuse you later down in the relationship, that they may have the perplexity to be probably whatever. I didn't want to call him a pedophile based on that, but he might be some kind of person that are right in the head, right? But you are accepting that because of the LCD, the least common denominator, not the fact that he's a nice guy. So that is what happened. That is what happened. They look for the flash, they look for the glimmer and the glitter. And the good guys who are good and not there yet, he get ignored. So that's what we're saying.
I wouldn't take the abuse. I could take the cheating. I could take a cheating, but not abuse.
But what? So then, Junior, before you go call, so then why did you leave the broke man who cheated on you then? Why did you leave him? What was?
It was abusive.
Okay, all right, lovely. Got you. So you left him. You left him for abusing you.
Yep. Physical abuse, emotional abuse. Yeah.
And we don't.
Okay. Moses, hold on. So, stayed with him even though he cheated on you over and over.
If I'm in a relationship and that man is really good to me and he cheated on me, I would not leave him. I would see how we can work. Honestly, I wouldn't.
So that's the question I'm asking. I'm asking if he was good to you. The one that just if he didn't used to abuse you.
We have accomplished a lot. We build on what we have. We have a very good relationship, but he cheated on me. I wouldn't leave him for cheating on me, honestly. I mean, I'm speaking of women. There's a lot of women that are with men and they know that they're cheating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There are a lot of women, and that's worldwide. In Caribbean wise, they're still with them.
True.
So I wouldn't tell a woman to just leave the man because he cheated on them. We are all human.
Yeah.
And I've been in a relationship where my partner cheated on me. I wouldn't. Once you're in a good relationship, we have a really good team, and people make mistakes. We are human. We are not perfect, and we would never be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So for cheating, I wouldn't leave a good relationship for cheating. I would leave a relationship if it's abusive.
Right.
But not for cheating.
I agree.
Not for cheating, honestly.
Okay, thank you, Carl. I really appreciate your input. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Grenada.
You're welcome.
Moses, what you have to say about that?
Well, so as I said previously, everybody's different. Everybody have a different perspective as to how they would approach the situation and what they want. But sometimes I feel like a lot of women don't know their worth as women. They were not taught as women from their grandparents and their mothers moral standards and obligations in this life. We are not normalizing having good and healthy relationships anymore. Everybody's just trying to use each other for what they have or what they could bring to the relationships. And a lot of women want a man who can bring a car and money and stability to the relationship. But when you ask them what they are bringing to the relationship, Junior, most of the times they have three things that they would say. They bring sex, themselves, and company. Is that enough for a man these days? Is that really going to make a man happy? You know what I'm saying, Junior? A lot of the times it's all about self-respect. If a woman doesn't have respect for herself and for her peers or her people, she won't think properly when choosing a person to be in a relationship with. She's following, most of the times they're following what they see or deem to be attractive. So their friend has a nice man who has a car and a house, and they want a nice man who has a car and a house too, not knowing that this man have 20 women who want him because he have a nice car and a house, and wonder why is it that this man is cheating on them. Because you're choosing the 1% man that all women are looking behind. You understand where I'm coming from, Junior? You're looking for gold when gold is so scarce and everybody's after it. But you are not bringing anything to the relationship most of the time except sex. And probably a nice body. But when you really, listen, after sex, when you really have a conversation with that person and you realize there isn't any depth in the relationship and you don't see yourself talking to that person for hours upon hours about anything and about life and about your aspirations and plans, then you would know off the back it's not going to work, Junior. We as men, modern men and men who are educated, want more in life than just sex. We don't just want a partner to be sexy. A lot of men look at beautiful women dressed and have the best pictures on Instagram, the most likes, the most comments, and in our minds we say no. We don't want that type of woman because we know and we see what's happening in society today. Men will fling money behind women to try to catch them. This vanity that a lot of women are following to dress up with the nicest dress and the latest pair of sneakers or whatever, this is corrupting a lot of the young women that are coming up. So they don't know how to find a partner. They don't know how to love. All they know about is to find somebody who look like he balling and he beating his chest because he's the man, and you get with that person and you put yourself with that person.
And they could boast and brag on social media. I'm a man, yeah, me and the man there, me and the man here, me and the man there. You're so right about that, Moses. As I said, I think we a lot of times, as well as women, and a lot of women, it's all about what people say, what people feel, how people feel about them when they put themselves out there. They look and they see Jill down the road have a nice man with a nice car. They have to beat back that because it's gossip between them. And that I think is one of the break in terms of relationship, because you don't know what Jill going through, but you want what she have. You want the kind of man that she have. And if you're a man riding a bicycle, nah. Although the man might be nice. I remember when me personally, I never worked for had any. So everything I did in my life, I felt like I always had to struggle for it. I always have to think about concepts and build my own thing. And when I met the lady I'm with, I was riding a bicycle. I ain't gonna lie. I was riding a freaking bicycle. I probably had 2 shoes. I wasn't put together. You know what I mean? But I grew, right?
Yeah.
I grew. I wasn't a baller. I couldn't ball. I don't even know what it is. I was a Grenadian guy, kid who had a very strong accent. most people would have said, "Boy, gosh, who's this boy? Who's this guy?" You know, but I grew. And that is what I think is the most important thing. Not to find someone who is where you expect them to be. And that don't mean that you need to be what do you call it? To make a man into what you want him to be.
True.
But the vision, the focus should be, if the person have good traits, good personality, a lovely person, watch how he treat his mother. Watch how a man treat their mother. I'm giving all you that free advice. If he disrespectful to his mother and his sister and he cussing out his female relatives and he fighting and he cussing and he throwing stone behind his mother, trust me, you'll get a cuff. You'll get the same treatment that he giving to his mother. Watch how a person treat their mother, and then you could determine if you could be in a relationship with that man. Free advice. You don't have to pay for that.
Respect honor your parents, man. Honor your mother and your father.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
But another point as well too, Junior, let me tell you something that I've made an observation with lately, right? Remember, we are in the age of the independence of women. And yes, I must say, hats off to all the educated women, the women who are doing good for themselves and their families, and the women who are independent and can take care of their household without a man. But at the same time, Junior, there's a stereotype that women don't need men. And once you're independent and you're making your own money, you don't need a man. And this stereotype and this idea is being spewed into a lot of the younger generation and the young women coming up. And what's happening is the women are going behind an education to a PhD degree, staying in school for more than 10, 15 years and studying so hard and not having a balance to make sure that they find a partner that they could have a life with, make kids with. And what happens is, Junior, these women end up 38, 35, and they're searching down the place for a man. Because why? Their biological clock is ticking.
It's ticking.
They need to make a child now, so they look for any man that they could stick and fall into a relationship, trying to get somebody to commit to them. Right?
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of women, yes, they have conversations and women know how to organize things and be supportive to other women. I feel like women as well as men, we have this competition that's going on, that we're always trying to outdo each other, especially in the Black community, instead of uplift one another and help each other to understand where your faults is and how to better yourself in a relationship as an individual and a whole, Junior. So if we don't normalize teaching the young girls that it is okay to keep your virginity until you reach 20, it is okay to have a little boyfriend once it's within the constraints and the rules of a relationship that's supposed to be when you're young. If we normalize having God-filled relationships where people go to church, where people are God-fearing, where people have respect for each other and they look towards their parents and their grandparents, how they stick together and support each other. We need to normalize these things. So women, young women coming up, as well as older women, know that it is okay to be good in a relationship. It is okay to get hurt and forgive. It is okay to leave people that are toxic. It is okay to leave a relationship because you don't see any growth in yourself or that individual that you're with. If we don't normalize these things, Junior, we're only going to have infighting in the relationship, infidelity, unhappy, people mental health going to be disrupted. But we need to have those conversations so that people could, because there's a lot of people out there, Junior, who are hurting in relationships, a lot of people who going through a lot. Sometimes you're in a relationship for 10 years, you have 2, 3 kids, you want to leave, but you have so much responsibilities and so much things going on that you can't go. You understand where I'm coming from? So people, they might see your face, they might see your smile, but they don't know exactly what you're going through. And most of the times, because of the tight-knitted community that we have, you go and tell Tom, Harry know next morning, all your business there on the street and on the block. So sometimes men as well as women, we keep our emotions bottled up inside and we ain't tell nobody. And then we take that toxic behavior and that build up, and that impacts the relationship in a negative manner. So if we don't learn how to communicate and talk to each other about our past and what's affecting us and our demons, then we won't go nowhere. We'll just end up transferring demons to one another and end up in a whole pile of toxic relationship. And that's not going to help none of us, Junior.
True. Preach it. 717-015-720. We'll touch on other topics there, guys, but we're talking about relationship and what could better the relationship, men as well as women, right? And it's good to have this kind of conversation because a lot of women get to understand men a little bit better, more intimately, and women get to understand vice versa is a conversation. So the next time we have a women's summit, I want you women to participate. Come in here and tell us what get all you upset. Tell us what men could do to be better in relationship. But tonight is our time to tell you guys. And Moses, one thing that you said there that I want to touch on. I think women sometimes they settle because of the same biological clock that you say that's ticking. They reach a certain time in their life and they be like, oh my damn, Jesus, I'm not even married and that clock is ticking. And they forget everything of what the goal was, the person that the identical person that they would like to have a family with. And sometimes not all women, but they settle for second or third best. And in that situation there, they get into a situation where it's something that is not fruitful, not beneficial, not good for them at all. Second and third and fourth and fifth fiddle. They have kids with people who they should really and truly they should really be avoiding. But sometimes it is done because they feel like they need to catch up with life or catch up with June. Social media, oh, she have a baby, oh my God, she having a baby, and you start to grind your teeth because you say, boy, at that age and I don't have a baby yet, at that age and I ain't married yet. Stop looking at them, it's probably not for you yet.
True.
Keep your standard. Keep all your standard. And next thing I will say, and I'll jump to Blazer. A lot of things that I think that some women think that men like, we don't care about it. We don't care about a very expensive handbag. That's for you. Your handbag is for you. Like, I don't care for your handbag. I don't care what $1,000 handbag. Most men don't care about that stuff. So if you're trying to attract a good man, figure out what kind of man you want. But most men don't care about your $1,000 handbag. You should probably take that $1,000 and invest in counseling.
True. Yeah, Junior, earlier on oh gosh, I just lost what I was about to say. Earlier on, Moses said something earlier on. Oh gosh, but I just lost it there. Lost it for a moment.
No problem. Probably you get it back. Let me open.
Junior, I have a point to make. Like, yes, I get it. Remember where you said that some people they be single, right? Mm-hmm. And they're trying to run your relationship. Like they want to be the manager and the storeroom clerk. And they want to be all the different types of management in your relationship and tends to match up a relationship. Like they can't see you no way and they'll say, well, you know, they can't say that. Like they see you and put you in positions that is not even what they would come and say. Like they will just see you by a bar, girl sit down by your bam. Look at see Blazer sit down in a bar with a woman. They will pass you on the road talking to a woman, bam, look at see Blazer and a woman just walk down there. They will just see somebody walking in the village looking strange.
Yes.
And it's Blazer, you understand? They just putting you in positions.
Let me tell you, one time I give a young lady a ride in Grenville. She was coming from Granborough. I give her a ride from Granborough down in Grenville. And by the minute time I dropped the woman in Grenville, Blazer, trust me, I probably break 2 words to the lady. She didn't even know who I was. She didn't even know who I was. I just stop and give her a ride. Because you know how it is. I dropped the woman by the police station in Grenville. Blazer. By the time I leave and I make a wrong Grenville to go back up by where I live up there, somebody call me and tell me how some man say I'm dealing with the woman and they see me inside of a car. I'll picture take already, you know. Picture take already. Send to the man.
It's tough. It's tough.
You know what I mean?
It's tough, you know.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. And people are believe too quick. Or they believe in too quick.
That is the sad thing. As soon as, and some of them junior, they never have friends. They don't have friends in it. But soon as somebody tell them,
yeah,
well, where that person come out, like you don't have friend, but who is that person that could actually tell you that? Like,
and these days, you have a phone, so you know how that does go.
Yeah. They're sad, man. They're real sad, and people should mind their business. You know what I mean? Like, just leave it alone. It don't concern you if it brings no profit. If you know what I mean? Because as I said, Junior, like when I hungry, Junior, nobody don't message you to see why you have to eat today, why you eat today. You had tea this morning. Nobody doesn't check on you during these times. But as soon as they see you outside, stand up talking to a girl, you know what I mean? I just say, give the girl a ride. You know what I mean? Bam.
Yeah.
They have things to say. You know, they have this, they have that to say. Man, it's very sad.
Yeah,
it's very sad.
That's all. But here, okay, we over time. But I want to show some quick questions to you guys, and tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. Right? Okay, here it goes. Respond to this as the boyfriend of this woman, right? She says to you, "My ex was right what he said about you." Respond as her boyfriend.
Your Junior, I mean, she and the ex have something going on still. Why is she and the ex having conversations about me? Like, if the ex was right about me, then why you with me? Make back with the ex. Plain and simple. Make back with him because he was right. And well, I guess the ex before was right about the ex. No. So it's a trending. How should I say? It's a change of who was always right about who.
Yeah.
You have some men, you know, they just behave like ladies. They just like to. Well, I shouldn't say like ladies, but you know, Junior, ladies always like to sit down and talk. They always have somebody to gossip about. You have some men, they like to sit down and talk about other men. And as a man, I don't find that is right for a man to do.
Well, I want to hear.
I don't think that's very manly.
We have to be talking about an ex-person like that. Moses, she says, "My ex was right what he said about you."
Well, then, if the ex was right with what he said about me, then I would further ask if she's going to take the ex's advice. And if the ex is in this relationship between me and her, because it seems as though she's taking third-party perspective of a relationship that they're not having and chiming in their own introspect towards my relationship. To me, that's just plain disrespect, you know, Junior. I don't know about other people, but you can't come and tell me about what your ex say like that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I mean, it's different for other people, but I don't bring outside people into my relationship. If we have a problem, we need to have communication and discuss the problem. Just coming in with that just shows me that you're putting my business out there in the street. You're basically... You don't want to communicate and sort out the problem. You're bringing in a third party, and that's just problems in the relationship. That ex needs to stay in their lane. That ex needs to back off a little bit because they are ex for a reason.
Yeah.
You're together and they're ex. That's your past.
But
they shouldn't be mixing in my future. They shouldn't be mixing in my present.
Why are you having this conversation with your ex about? Like,
it's inappropriate. It
would make me feel like I mean, because
they have something going on.
Yeah, and
there must be something going on.
The ex is just like a man in the queue. You know, he's just waiting, and you telling him all the things. Oh, I just do this, so he start to do it, and he start to do what I don't do. So he start to make himself look good. Wherever I lack, if she says, well, you know, he has come in the car and he doesn't even open the door for me. Next thing you see the ex running and open the door for you, quick.
Exactly.
That you ain't doing now, the man supplementing and boosting up himself there. So if you're talking to about your ex to me, talking about your ex about me, you're basically damaging the relationship.
Exactly.
You don't need to talk because he's just waiting for an opportunity.
At the same time, Junior, somebody was saying in the comment section that if an ex said that same statement that my ex was right about you, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are currently talking. It could be a conversation that they had before the relationship or when you're just talking. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it happens like that. I've been in relationships before.
Moses, not to cut you. Let me just say this. So then she was going to her ex for advice in order to start a relationship with the person she's in a relationship.
I'm saying that it could be that she had that relationship. She or he had that relationship with that person, right? And in transition to a new relationship with you, she asked that ex for advice. Like if you know this person, so they could have had a conversation.
That don't make any sense. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, why? Well, then you it's like you're spinning top in one. You're going to ask your ex about somebody you want to go into a relationship with. To what you think that ex would do? Like seriously, sit down and think about it as a man, Moses. You think as a woman or as a man that person will give you any good advice? Like I've been in relationship. Well, listen, I've been in relationship. Watch me, I've been in relationship, and people would say things about people they never even met. People don't even know because somebody tell them something. You understand? And they tend to run and fly with that.
Yeah.
So I don't think that ex is the best person to ask about, somebody. Well, that's me. Moses, you may have, you may have a different view on it, but I don't think.
What I was saying, it's two ways. It's two ways, Blazer. You always have to look at it at two sides. One, it could be that the ex is being toxic and jealous of that current relationship and is putting fires in the flame of problems in the relationship, right? Secondly, if the ex is trying to undermine the current partner in the relationship, they'll say all the things to the ex to make them believe that that partner is not a good person, or create a perspective, or create rumors about that person that they hear he's a cheater and he's so and so and he do this and he do that to poison that person's mind. But you as that individual listening to your ex talk about your current partner, you have to know how to filter that information. And you also have to know if to put that person in their place and let them know that they are disrespectful by telling you such. Or if in the event you as the ex wanted to get that information from the ex, it means that some way along the line, communication is being had and something inappropriate is happening.
Yeah.
So there's many different ways to look at the situation, but I believe that it's disrespect for her to come back and tell me that her ex was right about me. And if in the event that her ex was right, what is she going to do about that? You understand where I'm coming from? Is she going to take that information and move on? Or is she going to take that information and affect her in the relationship and feel more insecure? And to also fuel things to the fire? It's different.
Go ahead, Blazer. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Junior. Go on. I'll say after.
I think that, listen, women and men, listen. If you have someone that you've been in a relationship before, and you are using this person as advice as how to run your current relationship, expect that relationship would come with some kind of curry favor on this side. They ain't gonna give you a balance analysis. They're gonna give you a very off balance advice, because at the end of the day, people doesn't like to see people succeed. People don't like to see people succeed. You're doing something people want to see you crash and burn.
Junior, just for exactly like the person today who made the comment about me. I just want to back. Yeah, because Junior, from since 2017, Junior. They've been trying to conquer me and they can't. They've been, Junior. And they can't conquer me up to this day. They can't, Junior. I've been fighting them.
Oh boy. I feel this for you today. But by the way, let me say this. Every guest that we bring on the ride along, right? Every guest, from since the time I know Ride Along, every time I put a guest up to be on the program, I always get somebody, or probably 5 or 6 people saying, "Oh, why are you putting he on for? He's a this and he's a that. You're gonna bring down the standard of the show." Every time. No matter who.
And Junior, the sad thing is, when you bring a good guest, Junior, they will never tell you, go, "Oh God, the standards of the life just rose." It just
true.
So hence the reason why, Junior, they can't conquer us. You know, they can't conquer us.
Yeah, I believe everyone has a story to tell. Me personally, and if I don't want to disrespect anybody, I have very strong standards as it relates to domestic abuse. I have a strong standard as it deals with child molestation, and that I am not going to fall short of speaking out strongly against those things. So even if I hear Blazer accused of this thing here, I go side by Blazer, bam, 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 bam. See that? Me? Huh? I don't like them kind of thing, and them. Change up yourself. Fix up that.
Junior, today, right? I was telling somebody, well, I have to go on a live with you to talk about this and that. And they was telling me, once when it's time for you to turn to blaze, he go blaze you. I said, well, yeah. I said, yes, he will blaze me, but he will call me first. I said, if it's one thing, I know he will call me and find out what is what. And then if you have to fire me, he go fire me. That is one thing I know about Junior. Junior, you don't, as you say, why you say you don't keeping it under the rock? You tell me as it is.
I tell you as it is. I mean, everybody if it comes to the fire, then you must get burned. And
exactly.
I go whoever it is, you know what I mean? But that's how I act. That's how we are. That's how I am. You know, and a lot of times people say when they come on the show and they say, "Oh, I got that Junior George show. He's this and he's that and he's the other." You hear that all the time. So I'm not prejudiced people's story.
Exactly.
At least I want to hear people's story. Guys, last thing I want to throw in real quick. Last one. This is a quick one. After a heated argument, cursing, all kind of stuff, she dropped her clothes naked, stand in front of you. Now what?
But you know me, I'm playing Vex more than I. I don't want. I don't want. I'm playing man now. And especially if she wrong, Junior, I'm playing man.
It's different, you know. Sometimes this is just my perspective to the whole situation, Junior. Every relationship has its ups and its downs, its rocky times, its good times, and you're gonna find that sometimes being in a relationship and being with someone, sometimes you get annoyed with them, sometimes you get frustrated, sometimes you get disgusted by the things that they do and the things that they say. So you will find that we would have heated arguments in relationships. But if there's passion and there's respect and there's love in the relationship, and she feels that it is an appropriate time to take out her clothes and initiate sex with me, then I'm for it, you know. I'm not saying no to that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Listen, that little makeup thing there, Junior, that's sweet like honey, you know. Oh God.
Moses, I will play thing, Moses. I ain't gonna lie, fella. I will play thing, but then in the end I might end up taking. You know what I mean? Because I just say the makeup thing does be different. It does be like an extra energy that's come in your body to just, oh God, let me talk about that thing. Before we make them people get honey on the line.
Yeah, but let me tell you something again, Junior. Old people, right? They have a saying that the saltfish and the meat never vex. It's we that vex. So leave saltfish and meat business for the bedroom. Handle your vibes in the bedroom. They let saltfish. That is saltfish business. Stay out of that. You and the woman all your disagreements. Chop it up. Talk about it. But leave saltfish and meat business alone.
I That.
I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree.
So much is always good having this men summit. But listen, we're not prejudiced against women. I want all to get this straight and understand. We are not saying that men is going to women to that. Hence the reason why men summit and women summit. So if you want to be a part of the summit, let us know, come in and you could talk. And we always get this, and I always have to say this. Let me go on full screen so I can explain this. Someone coming and talking on this summit is not a marriage counselor. So I hear somebody say, "What is two young men, Blazer and Moses? What experience they could give? What advice they could give people?" Of course, they could give advice. These guys are in the 20s, going on the 30s. They had experience. It may not be an advice that you might take, and we aren't saying that you have to take advice, but they have experience in life, right? And we're not saying that you have to write it publicly.
Junior, just not going to say age bring reasoning. Age bring wisdom.
Yes.
Not wisdom. Yes. Because you could be a very intelligent person at the age of 5. You could.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah. So that
there's a lot of people who has no reasoning with the age, you know.
True. And that doesn't mean that because we say men summit, we have to bring a bunch of 96-year-old men or 86-year-old men in the 105 to give advice about relationship and life. No. Everybody could speak. Everybody have their point of views.
Amen. Hallelujah.
I think by now we should understand this, you know. I think by now it's time that we understand this and stop prejudicing people's story and life. I get it all the time. We prejudice people before they even open their mouth and say a word. That's
true.
Everybody have a story to tell. Everybody have a story to tell. That's what we say.
Anyway, guys, just like how I find out today I was beat woman Junior. Oh God, that was so sad, man.
Now if you used to be if you be too man in truth, Blazer, me and you go have a serious talk, eh?
Junior, I know that Junior, you don't tell me, Junior, I know you go call me and tell me about it.
Yeah.
One thing you go call me.
Yeah,
Junior, but rightfully that person was right about me. I mean, I just beat them in the bedroom, you know, with the rod of correction.
Okay, all right. We'll get Facebook go block us. I was saying. Hey, last one. 30 seconds. We don't have a lot of time. Moses, let's go with your last word first. Go ahead, Moses. Last word.
So my last word is, relationships are not going to be perfect. We as individuals have to find ways of compromising, find ways of appreciating the positive aspects and characteristics of individuals, and trying to work along with each other for the betterment of the relationship and our future. Secondly, I believe that, everybody has their own perspective towards going in a relationship and what they want. But we also need to communicate and understand the dynamics of the relationship before going in or before initiating a relationship.
Point well taken. Blazer, final words.
So I want to say don't bring no friends into your relationship, especially single friends who has a lot of idle times on their hands. You know what I mean? You don't need that. And secondly, when you see the red flags, get out tight. Yeah. When you see them flags that, you know what I mean, you realize that it won't work out for you, then you get out tight. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, good. Always nice having this conversation with my brothers, Blazer, and of course, Jab Moses. Guys, as we say here on the ride, everyone have a story to tell. Everyone have a story to tell. And everyone have their level of experience, and we don't prejudice anyone's story. We appreciate that you guys take the opportunity to watch this program. Maybe you learn something, maybe you learn nothing at all, whatever, whichever one. But just if it's one thing that we could have a commonality in, do not prejudice anyone, right? Do not judge anyone before you could really hear what their stories are. As we say here, everyone have a story to tell. Everyone have a story to tell. Hence the reason why I sit in this car here, and I even had a conversation a few years ago with a pedophile. Because I said, I want to hear his story. Yeah, when I said that, everyone, I mean, for the whole day, the amount of posts I get, People saying we're going crazy. What are we talking to him for? I wanted to understand. I wanted to hear from him. Right? So I don't prejudice anyone's story. Everyone have a story to tell. Now, on the subject of relationship and the advice that I would give to people in relationship that has infidelity. Sometimes you could prevent yourself from getting into the relationship in the first place. Because sometimes you see the red flag, as Blazer say, it is very obvious. The red flag is so glaring. Let me show you what it looks like. Let me show you what the red flag looks like. Look at this. It looks something like this. Let me a little more red. Yeah. You see the red, you know? You see the red, but for somehow you're thinking that it's blue. But it's red. It's red. So when you see it, you know to stay away from it. It is not green.
Green, exactly.
It's red. So when you see the red flag, stay away from it because you know what's going to happen. You're kind of, in some cases, not all cases, some people come and they don't come with any red flags. They come like if they are the God gift to man or woman. And it turns out that way. But in obvious cases, when you could identify the red flag, try as best as possible not to get yourself involved in this type of relationship. Avoid getting into this relationship in the first place. And that is probably my first and main advice I want to give to people. And you can't change an individual. You can't change a person. Expect a snake to bite you. Yeah, if you see a snake, expect that it would bite you. That's what snake does, right? If you see a crab, expect it ain't gonna always run away from you. If you put your hand in the claw, it go bite you. That's what it does. Don't expect the crab go get up and make love to you, because that's not what crab do. Expect it. Anyway, guys, listen. We want some women from Women Summit next week, so I want you guys to call in. Ask us if you want to be a part of the panel. We'd love to have you on board. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of our program today. We appreciate you. We appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to leave with this piece of clip that we started because I think it's good to listen to some very good knowledge.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or visit beacongrenada.com.
$10 on Playway, $20 backup on Pick 3, and cash for each, please.
Okay, are you adding multi-X to your bet?
Yes, multi-X, all of them.
Smart! Best value bet. Backup and multi-X, you cannot go wrong.
Don't matter the bet, multi-X all of the daily games.
With multi-X added, your winnings can be multiplied 3 times, 5 times, even 7 times. So make it a rule. Add multi-X to all your Playway, daily pick 3, and daily cash for bets every day and for every drop, and watch your money grow. Available at stores and online.
You heard it here. Multiply your winnings daily. Must be 18 or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.